If you are getting stressed by little things and you see people handling the same situations with ease, being calm and composed, and you wonder how do they do that, let's talk about resilience. If in your office there is a lot of stress, you're struggling to handle it, but a colleague of yours is easily handling it, it means they have more resilience to stress. So if you want to feel calm, you want to be peaceful, handle all the challenges without losing your sleep, without losing your mind, just confidently do it all, then all you need to do is build resilience. Let's see how to do that. Before we start, this is what I want you to understand if you are constantly stressed. Your unprocessed negative emotions and everyday triggers play a major role in keeping you in stress mode. So when you gain control over your emotions and triggers, you will go from stress to calm. I am conducting a free masterclass to teach you exactly how to control your emotions and triggers. The link is in the description and pinned comment. Click on it, join the group. This is completely free and happening on August 30th, so I will see you there. First of all, what is resilience? It's nothing but your capacity to handle any given stress. When you search the meaning of resilience on Google, you will see the definition. It's the capability to recover from difficult situations and setbacks, basically toughness. Let's go a little deeper. Why do some people have more resilience? Why are they tougher than others? To understand this, first you need to understand what is stress. Simply put, stress is a mechanism trying to help you survive and keep you safe. So basically, your nervous system is like an army trying to protect you from dangers and keep you safe, to either run away or fight that threat to become safe again. For example, let's say you're walking on the road and a dog starts chasing you. Your nervous system recognizes that threat and releases cortisol, adrenaline and all other chemicals into your body and pumps blood into your legs and arms so that you can either run away from the dog, that is your flight mode, or you can fight that dog, that is your fight mode. So when your nervous system recognizes this threat, your body goes into fight or flight mode, which itself is called stress. Whenever you say you are in stress, your body is in fight or flight mode. Now the interesting thing is, what your nervous system recognizes as a threat depends on your conditioning and your childhood. The example of dog chasing you was simple because it is a threat, right? But your nervous system can also recognize your boss's call or that annoying relative who is always criticizing you as threat, because a comment from your boss might mean that you might lose your job. So as soon as your boss calls you, your nervous system goes into fight or flight. If you were criticized a lot, if you were humiliated in your childhood, every such situation becomes stressful for you. So that annoying relative who is always poking their nose or asking you questions makes you stressed. Along with this, when you are stressed, a part in your brain called amygdala becomes active. Amygdala is the emotion or fear center of your brain. So when you are in stress, two things are happening in your body. One is your nervous system is in sympathetic state or fight or flight mode, plus your amygdala is active. And when you feel safe and relaxed again, your nervous system goes into something called parasympathetic state. In this, your body is relaxed, your muscles are relaxed, your heartbeat is slow, and your amygdala is also not active here. The reason I'm explaining all of this to you is because resilience is all about this game of sympathetic parasympathetic. The thing with stress is you cannot avoid stress. Your body will go into sympathetic or fight or flight mode. But it's important to bring it back to the parasympathetic or relaxed state after every stressful situation. Now, when you have low resilience, it means your nervous system is unable to come back to parasympathetic state and it is stuck in fight or flight mode. Your amygdala is overly active and it is unable to calm down. That itself is low resilience. So, resilience means two things. One, your nervous system is easily coming back to parasympathetic state. And two, your nervous system is not recognizing every single thing as threat or danger. So, it's not going into that fight or flight often. Resilience also means your amygdala has learned to stay calm and not overreactive. Okay, with this basic understanding, here are three ways you can build resilience to stress. First, and the most important, bring your nervous system to parasympathetic state. Practice bringing your nervous system to a relaxed state after every stressful situation. Practice it every day. Some of the parasympathetic activity are deep breathing, yoga, meditation. They are simple, but don't take them lightly just because you hear them everywhere. Because now you know the science. Practicing them every single day consistently is very important because the more you do that, you train your nervous system to come back to relaxed state and your nervous system becomes flexible. So you become resilient to the stress. Second way is to slowly expose yourself to stressors. See, your brain is plastic. Neuroplasticity is all about the more you do something, the easier it becomes for you to do. So if something scares you and you're doing it again and again, over time, it scares you less and the fear goes away, okay? For example, let's say you're scared of talking to strangers and it stresses you out. But if you do it 10 times, 20 times, 50 times, it will not stress you so much after that, right? The more you go out and meet people, your brain slowly starts rewiring to see that task as easier. I'll give you a recent example from my life. I was always terrified of working out in a gym. I was so conscious of my body. I thought everyone is watching me. Everyone is judging me that she doesn't know, she's stupid. But still I joined gym. First few days, going to the gym was the most stressful event of my day. I used to be terrified, but I slowly exposed myself to that stressor. First, I chose a time where there were not many people and there were only women. So I started becoming comfortable with that, and slowly the stress went away. So make sure to step out of your comfort zone and slowly expose yourself to those stressors to build resilience. And finally, work on your mindset. I was reading this book called Emotional Intelligence Habits, and I found a great quote by William James that said, "The greatest weapon against stress is our ability to choose one thought over another." Think about it. If you see a difficult project as something scary, which will prove you incapable, if you're beating yourself up after you fail at something, everything will stress you out, right? But if you see a challenge as an opportunity to grow, every failure as a lesson, the same hard project or the same difficult task will motivate you instead of stressing you out. So mindset is all about how you see yourself and how you see the world. Work on your confidence. Anxiety and stress means there is a challenge and you constantly feel you can't handle it. But what if you build the confidence that you can handle it? Talk to yourself kindly and positively, rewire your limiting beliefs, and that will help you reduce the stress in the long run. I hope it was helpful. If you have any more questions on stress, let me know in the comments, or better even, meet me live in my free masterclass. All the details are in the description. I would love to see you there.